How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. We are getting ready to head out on an adventure to Statesville, North Carolina. It's about 40 minutes north of Charlotte, up I-77 toward Virginia. The town was incorporated in 1789. Quite an interesting place. A lot of movies were made there. Some of the oldest buildings in the state and gorgeous architecture. So I hope you'll join me today. Come along. Hi, we're in front of Lake Mountain Coffee. This used to be Lazenby and Montgomery hardware store from 1885 to 1993. It's a 130-year-old building. It's beautiful. The coffee shop is fantastic. I come here all the time. They have wonderful European coffees. They can make anything you want, pastries. So we're going to go in and enjoy some coffee. I wanted to show you the inside. There's the coffee bar. I actually got a blueberry muffin and a decaf mocha. As you can see the lipstick lines, I couldn't resist. I had to go ahead and take a drink. It's really good. We'll walk around a little bit and I'll show you. As you can tell, this used to be the hardware store. Isn't it beautiful? Upstairs they have a lot of pictures, old historic pictures of Statesville. Now we're upstairs looking down. This little area, I guess if you want to have some type of meeting, you could do that. I wanted to show you some of the pictures here, historic pictures. Actually, this courthouse is still here. It was built in 1905, and this is the mayor, J.C. Steele, in a wagon in 1905. Love it. Just the downtown street that we're on now. This is the St. Charles Hotel. Of course, the hotel's long gone. Well, it said it was demolished in the mid-1950s. It says now where the city center building is located. And this says this is Rogers Market on East Broad Street, New York Styles. That's where New York Styles is located presently. This is the May Day Parade right here on the street that we're on in the 1900s. Look at the carriages and look how everyone's dressed. You see the buildings as they are now. I think a lot of Middle America is just like this. The town still survives, but the businesses are long gone. A lot of malls came in and took over the downtowns, and they kind of closed down. This is a commencement parade in 1915 for County High School. Look at all the girls dressed in white. I wanted to show you a little bit of what they have to offer here, the menu. Said the coffee's made fresh every day. They make every cup. They don't have it already made. They make it to order. So they have just a little bit of everything. I'm not going to read through it so you guys can see it, but it's really good. I always get the small mocha. You can see that up there. And then they have bagels, croissants, and some wonderful homemade muffins. Coffee cake, blueberry, lemon, chocolate chip, orange, and raisin. Also, they have locally made pastries that you can choose from. I've not had one of those yet, but I'm sure in time I will. I'm also going to turn around here so you can see the music area. Just had some folks walk in. I don't want to get in their way. But there is a music area here that people come in and can play. Just left Lake Mountain Coffee at 110 West Broad Street, and we've come up to the square. I wanted to show you how beautiful it is, how the city of Statesville has really kept it up. Beautiful flowers, seating areas. So this is what they call the square. You see the church steeple in the background. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to walk down the street here, and I wanted to show you a shop called Gigi's. And this used to be Plyler's men's store in 1969 up until I think 1993. And It was just a staple. I was in here one time years ago, and in the back corner, Mr. Plyler had many player pianos, antique player pianos, and I'll never forget that. So we're gonna go in, take a look around. And I just wanted to show you the beautiful things that they have. If you ever need a gift, this is the place to come. I actually today am in search of a gift. A friend of mine, Jill Lowe, has organization in Mooresville, North Carolina called Felicity Manor, and it is a dream of hers to have a home for widows. And right now, while that home is in the future, that we do visit the widows and widowers, Christmas gifts, Easter baskets, Valentine baskets, and I have a widow and her birthday is this weekend, so I want to find her a gift, and if there's anywhere to go, you would find it here. They also do framing here, food, gifts from all over, clothing, jewelry. I just don't know what she'd like. You just never know, do you? What somebody would like. They have beautiful outside. Look at the garden area. The balloons that you could put up. The wind chimes. I did get my mom some wind chimes last year. And a friend of mine got me some for a housewarming, and I love them. They're beautiful. I thought they may drive me crazy, but they don't. It actually almost takes a tornado for them to ring. But it's such a beautiful, peaceful sound. Yep. Things for wedding. Little tea service. Also, they have collectibles. I think everyone has seen the angel collectibles. They do have that willow tree. And then some other faith-based items. And this is our Gregory Jewelers. And there was a movie actually made here. I'll show you the plaque. It says on location, Statesville, the Boneyard, Backbone Film Productions Limited, November 13th through December 16th, 1989. And it gives the producers, the cast was Ed Nelson, Deborah Rose, Norman Fell. He was on Three's Company. Denise Young, Willie Stratford, Phyllis Diller. And this was sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers, Inc., the Statesville Film Committee of the Greater Statesville Chamber of Commerce and the Downtown Development Corporation. I never did see that movie, but they actually filmed here in the store. You probably can't see in there because of the glare. We're looking down the street toward Mitchell College. We will drive down there. I want to show you some of the campus. It's really pretty. But I also want to show you this horse. Isn't that neat? We'll go around the front of it. So it's by Jonathan Bowling of Greenville, North Carolina. And you can actually buy it if you have an extra $10,000. I guess you could put it in your yard. So don't climb on it. It may be sharp and rusted, so if you come here, do not climb on the horse. I wanted to show you a really good bakery. You guys know how I am. I love bakery, so let's go in and see what they have. We're inside the bakery, and I just wanted to show you a little bit about what they have. I think they actually have gluten-free things, don't you? But they have some wonderful cupcakes, and everything I've ever had here has been delicious. Just some really unusual cupcakes. And they have other things. We're going to go over here to the other side. Cannolis that they can fill. And this is the pretty little girl working at the desk. And they just have baklava, banana bread, lemon pound cake, peanut butter pound cake, a lot of homemade muffins, snickerdoodles. So if you guys come to Statesville, you definitely need to come in here and check it out. This is looking at the front. It has some beautiful wedding cakes out front. I'll show you those as well. And I'm sure this is like many of the places, used to be an old building here, and they have just converted it into this wonderful bakery. So make sure if you come that you do come here. They have coffee as well. So if you come to Statesville, you're not going to be lacking for coffee. I wanted to show you some of the beautiful buildings here. This is actually City Hall, and it was built in 1891. And they still use it today, that you can go in there. Of course, it's a Saturday and they're closed. but you can go in there during the week. I also wanted to show you something else incredible. This is the Vance Hotel. It was an old hotel, and there was actually a movie filmed here with George Clooney called Leatherheads. Renee Zellweger was in it as well. So we're going to take a walk around. Of course, it's closed. I think it's been sold. I would love to see it refurbished. It's sad to see things like this that are no longer in existence. This is the commemorative plaque for the hotel. It says National Register of Historic Places, listed by the United States Department of the Interior in 1980. Statesville Commercial District, historic downtown Statesville, the Vance Hotel, circa 1922 on 226 South Center Street. And this is a picture looking across the street. You can see a little bit better, the hotel a little bit better. I think every town has hotels like this. I know in Huntington, West Virginia, where I'm from, they've turned a lot of the hotels into condominiums to save them. The high school even that my mother went to, Huntington High School, they've turned into condominiums. And there are a lot of things on this street as well. There's some cafes, bike shops. Saw a really great looking restaurant around the corner. Now we're coming down West Broad toward Mitchell Community College. It was established in 1854, and some of its famous alumni would be Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s son, and also a lady by the name of Virginia Dare Adderholt. And you probably don't know her name, but she was the one that decrypted and intercepted the Japanese surrender message. So quite a feat, right? This is the college. It's so pretty. I am an ambassador for Joy FM Radio, and they have concerts. We had a wonderful concert up here one time. But I do want to show you some of the beautiful architecture here in Statesville. Some of the homes. It's just so pretty. Sorry, my car is in the way, but just want to let you take a look at some of these beautiful, historic old homes. Here's one. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. This is another one. But can you imagine the upkeep on these houses? I mean, it's enough upkeep on a modern house, but you look at a house 100 years old, think of the roof, the shingles, the hot water heater, the electricity, the plumbing. It would always be something. It would actually cost a fortune to try to keep up houses like this. But they certainly are gorgeous. Look at this one. Just want to give you an idea of some of the beautiful tree-lined streets and homes here in the area. Some of the interesting things about the town, we'll just drive down the street and talk, is that the different movies, some I've mentioned, some I have not. One was The Boneyard at the jewelry store in 1990, and I'll let you look at these beautiful houses as we drive along. Leatherheads at the Vance Hotel. The Feud was actually in the coffee shop that we were in earlier in 1989, and the Ryan White story was filmed here. And Ryan White, who was one of the first people, children that had AIDS, that was filmed here in 1988. Also in 1988, A Stoning in Fulham County with Brad Pitt, and Weeds with Nick Nolte in 1977. Another interesting thing in the area is there's a fort near here called Fort Dobbs. It was built in 1755, and it was the French and Indian Wars. So if you love history, you can go there and actually see the fort and get more information about that. I don't know if you guys enjoy antiques as much as I do. We're still in Statesville, and we are at Resettlers Antique Mall. It is 16,000 square feet of antiques, and I really enjoy them. It's so much fun to look back into the past to see the old days and what you can still have. And you know, a lot of these things, once they're gone because they don't make them anymore. Most of the items they're definitely not the quality they used to be when they were made in America. I still don't buy anything from China, mainly because of the quality, but also how they treat their people. So if I can get anything repurposed, I definitely will do that. Well, these are some of the beautiful girls that are here working the desk at the antique mall. So we're going to take a look around, see what we can find. Thank you. I'm enjoying some of the old fans and the lamps. I mean, I think that would look pretty in a house today, depending on your decor. But, you know, things can be really eclectic. You can decorate, you know, with, oh, there's me. You don't want to see that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I definitely remember that in my grandmother's house. I love the old uniforms from the different militaries from the past. I think I mentioned my grandfather was in the Battle of Okinawa in the Second World War. I always think, man, if he could just come back and turn on the television, wouldn't he be shocked? I want to show you an example of dishware. This is Royal Albert, made in England, and it really is. So once it's gone, it's gone. The Royal Albert now today is made in China. So if you can find a dish set like this, I would get it. All the antique cups. I'm not going to go through to see where they were all made, but I love antique cups. I collect them. They're so much fun to drink your coffee out of in the morning, just something a little bit special. But they have a ton of them here. And I think all of us remember this. My mother still has a lot of antique dishes from our grandparents. This warehouse that's attached to the antique mall, they have everything. Furniture. Look at the old dishes. Or not dishes, they're ironware. Back used. Now I remember that. Y'all guys remember that? I do. Cornbread maker. So your cornbread came out looking like ears of corn. Some of the pretty brass objects, coffee makers. Those used to go on power poles back in the day. If I could find a bunt dish, I would get it. My mother had one and she got rid of it because it was made of, what was it made of? Those scales they used to weigh things in grocery stores. It's a saddle. Tons of bottles, tons of canning jars. If you only know what you are looking at, you know, I watch the Antique Roadshow and I tell you that there's things that people have bought at a yard sale that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars if you just knew what they are. I've learned a little bit, you know, I can tell certain things, but I'm by no means an expert. I love the old tools. My dad, when I moved to Charlotte, rented a U-Haul and brought me a U-Haul full of tools. Of course, as a young girl, you don't appreciate things like that, but I certainly do now, especially that he's gone. Look at the chairs. You could certainly furnish a home coming to somewhere like this. You could paint things. Look at this. Has to be a church pew. Look at all the beds. I'm gonna say school desk. Could it be from an auditorium? And I know all of us at one time, depending on your age, I'm in my 60s, but we had the metal table and the plastic chairs, the old sewing machines. I still have a sewing machine. They're quite useful. This section has a lot of different lamps. And pictures, tons of pictures. So if you guys are ever in Statesville, you need to come here. We're going to go through all these pictures, and you just never know how valuable any of these frames might be. Remember the old gliders? More pictures, baskets. I hope you guys enjoyed our time in Statesville, North Carolina today. I had a lot of fun. I always enjoy these trips. And if you're enjoying them with me, I would hope and pray that you would like them and share them and subscribe and let your friends know about it. It does help me to continue on to make other videos. And until I see you again, God bless you, God loves you, and have a great day. Bye.